Welcome, everyone, to this new moon meditation with the new moon in Taurus. So this moon is happening tonight in 2 hours, a little under 2 hours, at 8:31 my time in Casablanca and 7:31 Universal Time. I just wanted to remind us of the general atmosphere that we're living through these weeks, these days. And I know that sometimes it can change very abruptly, as we were discussing a minute ago. But just to remind ourselves, like, in what waters are we swimming right now? Just to replace that moon in context. For sure, there's an acceleration of everything, including time and the perception of time. I'm sure most of you are feeling that. And sometimes it can even feel strange, as in time is accelerating, and at the same time, sometimes we can do a lot more in accelerated times. Whatever that means, I think those who are experiencing that understand what I mean. It's also a time where we are, and it's been repeatedly, at least the stars have been repeatedly advising us to do so. Time to brace ourselves and to dive deeper into our authenticity. Every time, one step deeper, one step deeper, one step deeper, knowing that every time we get closer or we meet our truth, we meet our liberation or our separation from suffering, our liberation from that, which feels very nice when it happens, for sure. And with this moon, we're invited to something very special and very basic at the same time, which is the connecting with our bodies and remembering the level of perfection and sophistication that is in our body. I just wanted to introduce this talk and meditation with reminding ourselves that our body is the fruit of millions of years of evolution, which means that in every cell, in every tissue, in every part of our body, there is an incredible intelligence that took that long to perfect itself and that penetrates all things in our physicality. And we are a manifestation of that intelligence. And that intelligence has produced our body, our individual body that is different from, mine is different from yours, that is different from the next person. So I just wanted us to start this session with remembering that, of how amazing and how very, very special we are as an incarnated being into the bodies that we have. So with this, let's go to unpacking what this moon has for us. So remember, a new moon is a time to seed something new. A project, whatever thing you want to see grow, this is the moment to put your energy, your thinking, your focus, your efforts, your physical strength, and any resources that you have to put it towards that project. It's a super moon, which means the moon is closer to the earth, and which also means that its influence is stronger. This new moon, like many new moons, but this one in particular, is an opportunity to envision something new and to seed it within and throughout the cycle of 28 days that's coming before us. It's particularly resonant with Taurus because Taurus is in the season when we work the earth and when we seed and plant and make things grow so that we can enjoy the fruits of that in a few months from now. So that's why I find that this moon is particularly resonant with the idea of creating something new and putting our focus into seeding that thing. And that thing that we're seeding can be ourselves. And we'll see how there's a lot of things that are pointing at that tonight. And this moon is also reminding us of the rhythms of nature. Taurus is obviously like very related to nature. It's an earth sign. And it's reminding us that everything is a cycle. Like, the sun has its cycle. It tells us the hour of the day. The moon has its cycle. It tells us the day in which we are. The stars have their cycle. They tell us the month in which we are. And then there's bigger cycles that we are more or less aware of. But we live in that rhythmical kind of music that sometimes can be very slow, sometimes much faster. But we are living in that succession of waves, if you see what I mean. So, as I said, this moon is happening in Taurus. It's happening at 7 degrees 47 of Taurus, where the sun and the moon are together. So Taurus is an earth sign. It's a fixed sign. Its main quality is feminine, receptive, yin. And its key attributes are fertility, strength, abundance. It points to the mother of all things, the mother from which things are created, from which things come into existence. It's associated to the Hathor, the goddess of love, and the mother of existence, if we really look into the depth of the meaning of Hathor. Hathor means the house of light, which also points to the source of things, light being the source of things. It's associated with the neck and the vocal cords. And remember that the neck is what connects the head, the mind, to the body, the physical, the incarnation, our incarnated part. And that the vocal cords is what allows us to speak things into existence. They hold the vibration through which we can create. And we all know that all ancient cultures and ancient wisdom insist on the vibration, on the word, at the beginning there was a word, something like that in the Bible. It's the Bereshit. And that's really fundamental. And I like the fact that Taurus is holding that energy, and that we're going to try and use that today. So with this part of the body, we're definitely dealing with the subject of incarnation and of manifestation of the spirit. And what's more, Taurus is associated with the muscular system. So our ability to move, to kind of move ourselves in our body, in this earth, in the three-dimensional world we are living in. And that points also to the physical strength. You know how we use bowls to open the earth, to seed. This is what it's pointing at. It's that strength that allows like the earth to open, for it to receive the seed, for the seed to grow, and for the fruits to come for us to enjoy. On another level, it obviously reminds us that our body is sacred and that our body is very important, and I want to take that information to remind us that our well-being is important, especially at the moment as we are receiving a lot of discharges from the sun. So it's very, very important to take care of our body, because it's our body that holds the frequencies that we are receiving. And if our body is not well taken care of, it just makes our life more difficult. So just for us to remember that beyond the actual, not duty, but the care that we need to give to our body, because it's one essential aspect of our existence, in particular, at this moment, it's important to be particularly attentive to how our body feels and to give it the rest it needs, to give it the right food, so that it can hold the frequency we are receiving. And finally, it's a sign that is associated with senses and sensations, which again totally points to our incarnation, because it's our way to perceive the world, our touch, our sense of smell, our sight, our hearing, all of that, which when it is in unbalance, we can get lost into, in the same way that when the energy of Taurus is in balance, it can lead to superfixity, to stubbornness, to that inability to move, really. So this is a little bit the energy in which this new moon is happening. And let's see what this chart has to tell us, what more it has to tell us. So clearly, this moon is pointing at our body as a way of enlightenment, which we tend to forget many times because we want to go to the light. So we want to shoot off our body and the pain and the heaviness or the density that is associated with existing in the 3-dimension, and our natural, or maybe our education, or there are many, many factors that lead us towards that path, which is to go away from the body and try to reach the heavens. Whereas, no, it's in our body that light gets anchored. And I think this moon is strongly reminding us of that our body is not just a vehicle. It's really as sacred as our spirit and as our soul. And it's just one of the 3 dimensions that we exist with. So however we want to take it, ignoring, mistreating, neglecting our body is definitely not helping with our growth. It's actually detrimental to it. So that's one important thing to remember today. It's also reminding us through the association with the muscular movement and the muscular system and the ability to move. It's really reminding us of our ability to act and to move forward and to push ahead towards whatever we want to achieve or whatever we want to accomplish, despite everything that is happening around us, whether at a personal level or at the global level, where we see a lot going on at the moment. Regardless, we have that ability to move, even if things, or when things look like they're against us. You see the strength of a bull. It's like unstoppable. It's a very, very strong force that can help us move forward. And I would invite us all to channel that attribute and get inspired by that, to give us that that strength to go towards what we want. Mars is really super emphasizing this. It's in Leo, squaring the new moon, so it's giving us that additional push of will, of strength to advance and to move forward. And the third kind of important message that this new moon is giving us is the enjoyment. It's reminding us, Taurus is reminding us to find joy in our incarnation through our body, connecting to our senses, remembering the divine through the enjoyment of how we are experiencing our physicality and our existence in matter. It means that we are constantly remembering that we are more than our body, so that we don't get stuck into identifying with our physical existence only, that we are more than our thoughts, our spiritual side or our mental side, and that we are more than our emotions, and that we are a divine intelligence embodied and, let's say, in this plane, fractalized into 3 aspects. But regardless, we are more than that. That's to anchor ourselves into the origin, into the source, while at the same time recognizing our makeup in this reality and understanding that each of our 3 faces is an opportunity to experience, incarnate our divinity, really, and to grow in our path through those 3 aspects of ourselves. So really, it's at the deeper level, it's an invitation to remember our source. And that it is, our body is how we have chosen to embody that source. And it's incredible joy to be able to, you know, if you think of it, if you pause for a second and you think of, okay, I am part of the source, that's kind of super cool. Again, Mars is sending us its energy from Leo, the energy of joy and play, and, you know, so it's emphasizing that Taurian aspect of this new moon. Another, the other big, not the other big, but one big aspect that is happening in the sky at the moment is fixed Grand Cross with the Sun and the Moon opposing Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio and squaring Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. So once again, Mars and Pluto are opposing each other, which is a lot of fire, and we'll see how that plays out. But Mars, as I said, is in Leo, the sign of sovereignty and creativity. So that's reminding us or pointing us towards our ability to create and design our own experience of life and existence. So it's really like raising us to that level of where we remember our freedom to be and to create, because we are connected to something extremely powerful and always have been. It's a matter of remembering it. And this is reinforced by Black Moon Lilith opposing the moon. Lilith, if you remember, was the first woman, and she was expelled from paradise because she couldn't be tamed. She did not accept to be subjected. She didn't accept what was trying to be imposed on her. And she wanted to be who she is and free and just be exactly what she wanted to be. She's a really raw and deeply rooted aspect of ourselves, and it is contributing to this moon today with that aspect of freedom, of authenticity, of the unwillingness to conform to whatever is being imposed on her, and choosing choosing to be exactly what she wants to be. And both Mars in Leo and Black Moon Lilith are pointing us towards our most authentic and bare self, once again, in a different way again. Pluto in opposition with Mars, that's a repetition of a very potent aspect which we experienced last November and again at the beginning of January, if my memory serves well. And that is super, super fiery, super explosive. And they are connecting also with Black Moon Lilith. So it's kind of adding to that, I want to break free kind of vibe. And this is urging us really to transform what is left to be transformed and what still needs to be transformed. We've had that calling for transformation for a really long time. And every now and then there is a more, let's say, tense aspect in the stars or some event that reminds us and just makes it more acute. This is one of them with this new moon. So it's a very hard aspect that is going to maybe for some of us push us, but it's totally urging us to bring the necessary changes. I'm almost tempted to say to bring the last necessary changes because we've been working on change and on recovering our truth for more than a year by now. So once again, that strength of Taurus can totally help us do that, along with Mars. Absolutely, they absolutely can help us. What else? Yeah, the Sabian symbol for this moon is very cryptic, but maybe there's a way to look at it to make it, to find sense in the context of this moon. So the Sabian symbol is, as I said earlier, like in other times, each degree of the moon has a symbol. It's called the Sabian symbol that was channeled by a channeler called Rudyard. So for this degree 7 to 8 of the moon, it says, it's a sleigh on land uncovered by snow. And the way what I think it means is it's the time to get ready for when the snow will be. So you have the sleigh, you can't ride it yet, there's no snow yet, but the snow will come. So get ready to be able to ride that mountain when it's winter and when the snow falls. So for me, it's like really get ready. It's not there yet, but get ready for that in all its aspects. We also have another very important aspect that is already operational, that is going to go and get perfected in the coming weeks. And it's the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune. They will be exact conjunct to the degree on the 14th of July. And that will happen at 0 degrees of Aries. And you know how important 0 degrees of Aries. But still, at the moment, they're already technically working together and affecting us as a conjunction. It's obviously, and it's happening between the 1st degree of Aries and a little bit the last degrees of Pisces. So it is still active in the beginning of the zodiac. It's a huge sign of new beginnings once again. And Saturn is totally pointing us towards a new type of reality. And Neptune is connecting us to the spirituality that can give birth to that new type of reality. So how our connection to Source can help us create a new reality. So When these two planets are meeting at the beginning of the zodiac, 0 degrees of Aries at the moment in that region, remember that the mantra for Aries is I am. So for me, it's really asking us the question, how do you want to embody your divinity? How do you want to do that? Taurus is the one that, has taken the divine spark and has given it a body. And Saturn and Neptune are asking us that question. Who do you want to be in this incarnation? How does it look like to be your essential divine self? And I think it's a question that we've been working on again and again and again, either through healing or removing layers or getting a more piercing view into our essence and trying to find out who we really are beyond all the constructs that we grew up with or that society has made us integrate and all of that. And it really feels, not only since Pluto has entered Aquarius, but since like all these planets that are gathering into the first degree of the zodiac, we're really getting to the point of creation or of recreation, as in, okay, we've done all that work. Now we're getting to the core of that question. What do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And part of that question, includes like little characters. It's not so much important what you need to get rid of right now. It's projecting yourself, creating the vision towards which you want to go. Almost like, let's not dwell on the stuff from the past, but let's build that vision first. So, yeah, that's one very important aspect of this moon. And in that area of the zodiac, we have a collection of planets that are all connecting with Mars in Leo. So Mars is energizing those first degrees of Leo, of Aries, sorry, I am, from the sign of I can, the sovereignty, igniting all these points and planets that I'm going to list right now. It's touching the North Node, where we're going, our collective destiny. It's energizing Saturn, our structure, our pattern of incarnation, the life we manifest. There's Venus that's involved in there, our desire. Neptune, our intuition, our vision, our connection to source. So there's so much that is activated and so much energy that is open and available for us to tap into, to create that vision for when the snow is going to fall and we'll be able to enjoy the glide over on the mountains. So that's about it for this moon. There is a very special star that is opposing the moon. And even though I'm not sure it will speak to everyone, I think it's worth mentioning. There's that fixed star, you know how much I like fixed star, called Cambalia at 6 degrees 57 of Scorpio. So within less than a degree of opposition to this moon. And it's a star that is connected to esoteric knowledge, deep knowledge that is initiatic. It's also connected to karma, especially family karma and relationships with the father in particular. For those who are ready, I really think this is an initiation gate. And this star is going to help whoever is concerned by that gate to cross it successfully and to kind of go to the other side. For others, I think it can be an opportunity to transform in a much deeper way than before. You know, maybe there's one big obstacle or one big shift that we need to make, and this star is going to help us turn that around and move into a different frequency, different level of reality, a different way to look at the world. And as I said, not everyone is meant, like every energy that is very esoteric and is very deep in terms of knowledge, it's not meant to be accessed by everyone. But for those who are meant to access it, then it's a very deep, deep help. They say it helps to cross the gate of death. So it's really for those who are ready for that sort of experience, not to die like physically, but to die to oneself so that we can get reborn. And it's definitely in resonance with that new moon in Taurus. So for those who are meant to cross that bridge now, that's wonderful. For those who are not ready for that, it doesn't matter, because we all have our role and our place as a collective. So we each have we're in a super coherent and super perfect kind of organization, so that every one of us has something to play for the collective. So to summarize it, this new moon, is reminding us that enlightenment comes into the body. We kind of download light into the body. That's how we progress, and that's how we evolve, and that's how we get to reach our essence in a coherent way, really. This moon reminds us that we need to make the final changes that we need to make before we move on to a new reality, I want to say. And remember to decide who you want to be and to start seeding that. And if necessary, I would really invite you to just take a blank sheet of paper and just dream it. Just design who you want to be, because it's that level of openness that we are confronted with, and that is available to us. Let's ask the Oracle of Agartha for any further advice that we might need to hear tonight with this new moon in Taurus. Let's see. Okay. They are so funny. Look, we got a stone circle. Incredible. So the message for today is from the ancient Incas, and it's called the magnetic forces. And it's showing a stone circle with stars, with a starry sky. There you go. And let's see what that means. What's the message? The magnetic forces. Okay. We, the people of the Star Alliance, had developed sciences that your current civilization cannot even imagine. The megalith stones that you can see the ruins of today in our ancient civilized sites allowed us to connect to the magnetism of the moon. The initiate could then perceive things that had not yet been revealed in his present, such as certain aspects of the future. We come here today to speak to you about the magnetic forces of the moon, of which that you should not fear, but with which you should seek. We come here today to speak to you about the magnetic forces of the moon that you shouldn't fear, but with which you can harmonize yourself to build an abundant future. Focus on receiving the information by opening an interior space, an inner space, to adapt to things instead of projecting negative scenarios that paralyze your deep feelings. The essential key is find an inner path to receive the inspirations and get away from your own negative projections. So this is the card for today. All right. Let's go to the meditation. I will share my screen, my sound. Okay. While I'm trying to share, you can find a comfortable position, seated preferably. Go. And I will try to share the music. Okay. All right. Can you start? Can you hear it? You should hear it faint but clear. Yeah? Yes, okay, thanks Elena Marie. Okay, wonderful. So I invite you all to sit comfortably, eyes closed, spine vertical. Take a moment to check your posture. Your spine is elongated, no tension. It's comfortably resting on your chair or wherever you are sitting. Shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, either in meditation posture or on your knees, on your lap or on your knees. Check your neck and your head. Make sure they're aligned with your spine. And start focusing on your breath. Take a few deep breaths. A deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. And with the exhale, surrender to your body, to the gravity of Earth. One last time, take a deep breath in. And come back to normal breathing through the nose at the inhale and the exhale. And while focusing on your breath, and with the help of the music, allow yourself to go deeper within with each breath cycle. Every inhale sharpens your awareness, and every exhale helps you relax even more into your body. Feel the ground beneath you, supporting you, solid, unwavering, holding your physical body unconditionally. And as you feel that connection with the ground, imagine, feel, or see yourself gently sinking into the ground, softly being pulled down as if through a secret vertical passage. As if Earth was receiving you into its core. Keep breathing. And as you sink into the earth, deeper and deeper and deeper, you find yourself at the entrance of a cave. It's a large opening into a rocky mountain. As you look at your surroundings, standing in front of that cave, a guardian appears and invites you to enter. The guide guides you gently into the cave, and you discover walls shimmering with crystals, floors all made of gems and veins of gold, silver, and so many minerals, crystals, colors that you've never seen before. As you continue to walk forward, you see in the distance an altar carved from a single massive crystal. As you're invited to get closer, you keep walking until you stand in front of the altar. And there you find 3 stones. These 3 stones are for you. You're invited to pick the first stone. It's a sapphire, a gem for your vision. You put it gently on your forehead, where your inner sight resides, the place where you create your inner vision and project your future. And you feel it awaken and illuminate your third eye, bringing clarity, sharpening your inner vision. You take a deep breath in and a deep breath out as you feel that stone illuminating your entire head. And as you go back to the altar, you pick up the second stone. It's an aquamarine, a gem for creation, a frequency for your voice. You bring the gemstone to your throat and you feel its vibration humming through you, through your entire body, awakening your own resonance and your power to create through the word, through vibration. And you allow your own resonance to awaken in every cell, making your entire body sing a song that you remember is your song. You take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And you go back to the altar to pick up the third stone. It's an emerald, the stone of healing and abundance. You place it gently on the center of your chest, on your heart chakra. And instantly, you feel warmth pouring out from your heart, overflowing with compassion and joy, flowing into your entire being. And you allow yourself to feel that joy in every part of your body. Recognizing that this is your natural state of being. Love, joy, compassion. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now is the time to leave the cave. And with an immense feeling of gratitude, you walk back towards the entrance of the cave. Your entire being radiates with light, gratitude, and love. And as you reach the entrance and step out of the cave, you thank the guardian for having guided you and for allowing you in. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And slowly you rise up to where you were sat at the beginning, on the surface of Earth. And with your voice, you activate the new light that you now hold within. I am the guardian of the source within. I walk with the strength of the origin, singing the sacred vision into existence. I have, I can, I am. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I reconnect with my body, coming back here and now, reconnecting with my breath, moving my hands, my shoulders, my head very gently. If I feel the need to, I can massage my body to anchor that energy. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you once again for being here, for joining me for this new moon. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful new cycle. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for the full moon. Bye-bye.